right, y'all. Look, this High Time Reviews. This Growing Up Hip Hop Season 7, Episode 7, Ice Buck Challenge. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Please make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, because y'all wouldn't believe how I just recorded a whole video and the camera basically wasn't even recording, or whatever happened. I don't even want to get into what I think happened, so we just gonna move right along. The episode started out with JoJo linking up with his mother, not Justine, his real birth mother. And, you know, they shopping and they wrapping it up and they discussing, like, JoJo having this conversation with Tanice's father. And I just think it's odd that everybody is trying to force this. Like, nobody is trying to force Tanice to have a conversation with her father, but everybody is trying to force JoJo to have a conversation with Tanice's father. Why? Why? I'm gonna be honest, I feel like I could marry a person and not be cool with my in-laws. I don't know. I could be wrong. So the mother got so much faith and she's just saying, like, you know, Buck, you know how he is. I got faith that y'all can go ahead and fix this situation up and get on the right track because, you know, y'all are family, this, that, and the third. Ma, you being naive. Real shit, you being naive, because that man don't have no love for JoJo. And he barely got any love for Tanice, for real. So, give it up. Like, seriously, give it up. Next scene, you got Sam and Egypt going to cake taste. So, you know, they sitting in there and they chopping it up. And, you know, they eating the cakes and they talking. And, you know, they get on the conversation about the wedding and talking about how they're gonna have this big old grand wedding, 150 to 200 people. I said, first and foremost, y'all putting on a whole show, doing too much, like trying to show TT up, seriously. So they get around to invites, and you know, Egypt basically say, like, yeah, I invited TT and Sean, and Sam take this moment to try to rip Sean. Basically says that if somebody was whooping his ass on the street, he would get out his car, help Sean, but then turn around and punch Sean in the face and then get in his car and leave. He hates Sean that much, even though he was the one who came out and said something about Sean's wife. Make that make sense, bro. Make it make sense. You mad at Sean because Sean got mad at you for running around saying that his wife wanted you. Sam, get the fuck out of here, bro. You claim y'all ain't have a big wedding because of COVID. No, TT stole y'all destination wedding. And she did hers during COVID, so that's not an excuse. It's not. So, find a better one. In the confessional, her and Sam basically saying, oh, we only want people that been supporting us since day one to basically come to the wedding, this, that, and the third. So if they don't support day one, then they need to not even think about coming. Basically sitting in the confessional throwing shade at TT and Sam and Sean. Like, so is that what this whole season is about to consist of? Them trying to get back some type of bond? And Sam thinking that he can say what he want? Because what? Why? Because you're marrying her? Bro, that family don't seem to be too keen on you. So I think you might want to relax on how you want to keep carrying yourself as if you're the fucking man of the house when the whole time you don't even bring no type of ends in there. You don't. So I feel like you should be keeping all your little jokes about Sean and how he plays the victim and runs and tells Stretch and them. I'm sure they respect him 10 times more because he has a job. So you can say it's him crying the victim, or you could call it what it is, them respecting him for being a grown man and handling his business. You got a whole baby on the way, bro. You're slinging snow cones. Ain't gonna happen, Captain. Like, and then for me, what was irritating was, like, Egypt was sitting there hyping him up. Bitch, wasn't you the same one last week overly extending this olive branch to TT as if y'all was gonna try to make up and be friends? Now you sitting up here with Sam at the cake tasting cutting a fool. Pick a side. Actually, don't pick a side. Just if this how you gonna be, just stop trying to meet up with TT. Stop trying to fake rebuild your relationship because y'all not doing nothing but out here looking crazy. All of y'all. And it's getting out of hand. Even Pepper be looking dumb now. Like, so Honestly, considering the events of last week, I did not think that Lazy was going to be on here this week. But sure enough, just like I've done in my time of grief, I didn't work through it. My mom died in 2020. I worked straight through it. I can't say it was the best thing for me, but I can't say that it didn't need to be done, I feel like. So if Easy feel like he needed to get back out there and get in the studio, which again, I'm sorry, it's not like we about to get no new music. But I get that for the sake of the show being called Loving It, growing up hip hop, you got to keep them in the booth at least 5% of the time or whatever. I don't know. So I just don't think I would have been up to shoot. If this was the only job I had, I don't know if I would necessarily be up to shoot right now. So I wonder how long they waited in between, the death and then them actually shooting the next set of shows. So I hope WeTV got a little bit of courtesy, common courtesy at least. Sequoia ends up popping up, and in my mind, I'm just thinking like, damn, Sequoia, please don't be Sequoia. Like, please don't be on the average bullshit that you've been on for the last 3 weeks where you just want to keep beefing with this man because he likes your mother, loves your mother, because he definitely said he loved your mother. So it's like, now you're just being like spiteful. Now you're just being spiteful. This man literally loves your mother, and he's sitting there telling you with the grief of his mother's death that like, whatever y'all got going on, y'all need to figure it out. And he's saying, because basically he told her, because I love your mother, this shit is killing me, that y'all two can't fix this and square it away. And Sequoia still being a brat, sitting there basically, I just don't know if I'm ready to go meet with her yet, because I can't say that I still don't feel away. Sequoia, let that lady live, bro. Let that lady live. Like, for real. And I do gotta say this. Thank God Lazy was the one who brought up the conversation about him and the mother, because I just feel like if it would have been her, I literally would have been boycotting the show. Like, she don't personally need to bring it up herself to nobody else. I feel like if people call her in to have conversations about it, if it ain't her mother or Lazy or the father, she don't need to be talking about this shit to nobody else. Like, for real. Like, I'm low-key just done with her in this situation. I want her to have a better storyline. I want her to shoot more scenes with the other people. Stop with this. This is just shows that people on the show don't like you, especially after your debacle last season. So it's just like, whatever. Give me more. Next part, you got JoJo in the studio. Here we go again. And then Tanise come in, and JoJo basically telling Tanise like, yeah, I tried my hand at the rap thing a few years ago, and I didn't get the reception I wanted. So I'm thinking, let me use Lazy's event to, put my toe back out there and see that if people will receive my shit. Because, if a lot of y'all didn't know, JoJo did try to have a little stint where he tried to rap, and I don't think it went over 100% well. And then I know he went like the executive route. So he was like signing other artists. So I think now he's saying once he realized that rapping wasn't the end all be all for him, it allowed him to find the love in the game again. So I respect that, because I think when you rap and you're doing it as an end all be all, sometimes you be willing to sell your soul just to get that next dollar, or you be willing to say anything on the track just to get that next dollar, versus having some sort of integrity with your music, or just having a love for the craft, period. So I guess I can get JoJo wanting to get back out there now, because he feel like his love of the music has came back. But of course, Tanise want to be a party pooper because she want to talk about the shit with her father. Her beef with her father that she wants JoJo to handle. And they all doing the same thing. They all doing the same thing. Like, Tanise, this your beef. Like, you're mad about the relationship that you and your father have. He's taking his anger about the beef that he has with you out on your husband. And now you want your husband to rectify the whole shit when he technically ain't got nothing to do with him. Okay. So of course, she just as naive as JoJo and her mother. Basically telling him, like, yeah, I think we can get to a point where, you can be, you know, uh, daddy and son. He said, I got two fathers. One is Reverend Run and one is Alfonso, that boy dude that I think been married to their mother for like the last 20 years. He said they the only two pops he got. Well, Denise like, well, that is your father. I can't tell. I can't. So like I said, Denise and the mother seem to think that this is about to be some flourishing relationship between the two of them. And if you've been watching and you know anything about Tani's father or anything that you might have witnessed this season, you know that ain't about to go well. Nor is it about to give what anybody think it's about to give. But we'll wait and see. Like, we'll wait and see. So in the next scene, you got Tretch in Egypt meeting up at the hotel. You got Tretch on the phone with somebody that basically ended up name dropping Cuddy, being upset. And I'm just like, did we really have to do that now? You know Cuddy and them don't play. Don't make her doubt a lawyer up. Don't make her. You know she will. So she come in and she's like saying all this stuff she trying to do that she gotta do before the wedding, this, that, and the third. She just came off a tour, blah, 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 blah. And Tresh like, listen, girl, stop spinning. You need to slow down. He like, you need to slow down. You're doing too much. I can see it now. He like, how about you just hire a wedding planner and relax? He like, you're pregnant. Relax. So he end up asking like, what's the deal with Tyran? And she like, yeah, I was just thinking, about Tyran and basically how I want y'all to walk me down the aisle together. And Tretch tell him like, well, when the last time you spoke to Tyran? And she say it's been a while or whatever. And Tyran wasn't at the first wedding, so I don't know how that was gonna smooth over if you wasn't at the first wedding. Now you're trying to get him to basically come and walk you down the aisle. Like, baby, you gonna have to explain yourself. Like, for real. You really are. So, Tretch ended up asking about invites. He's super pumped because she told him that she invited Sean and TT. First one was, you gave TT a fake ass +1. You did. Your +1 was phony and shit. It was almost like as if you wasn't really trying to invite Sean. Like, you was willing to invite your cousin and you was gonna keep it cute. Probably even invite the baby, but you definitely didn't want to invite Sean. It don't look like it. So Tretch is super excited. He thinks that this is a moment for all of them to get on one accord. And I'm just like, Tretch, you just got so much faith for the family. And I just don't see it. Because Sam got y'all wound up looking dumb. Like, looking real dumb. All right. So we got Tiny and Sequoia around too. And I'm just like this. Make sure you don't walk in that lady house with the same energy that you walked in that lady house with the first time. And sure enough, she walks in, didn't hug her. And I'm just like, yo, I mean, she might have hugged her, but it might have been like one of them church lady hugs. And I don't know, or it happened so fast that I almost didn't see it or what it was. But she walked in and then she basically ended up looking her up and down. And I'm just like, bro, what is your deal? Are you jealous? Do you want to be her? Because I'm thinking that she might be jealous of Tiny because she's single, Tiny not. She was mad at Denise for saying that Tiny looked younger than her. So yeah, she might genuinely be just jealous of Tiny. Like, because why are you acting like this? But the best part about it was that Tiny had her sisters there. She wanted to make sure that if Sequoia came in with any weird ass energy, it was other people there to witness it. Right. So, of course, they leave. They sit down. They had a conversation. And, Sequoia gets 1 point from me where she basically sits there and she says to the mother, like, I saw what you went through with my father, and I'm just trying to protect you, like any daughter would do for any mother. And I'm just like, all right, cool. You get points. Cool, though. But all that other stuff you doing, talking to all your friends about it, getting mad, wanting to beef with people about it, beefing with your mother about it, not talking to her for 5 weeks is crazy. If y'all that close and you not talking to her for 5 weeks, that's crazy. over who she decided to sleep with. And I just think it's just not even worth it. Like what are you doing? Like, I'm just mad that we even still on this. Like, the mother clearly love Lazy too. If this ain't a fling, Sequoia, I just think you're not understanding that these two have been dealing with each other for 2 years. This ain't a fling no more, bro. And I mean, it took a while, but Sequoia finally basically apologized. I mean, it was half-assed. It was legit half-assed, but she did it. And I mean, and hopefully, and I just mean hopefully, we can move on and not talk about this bullshit no more. Let's write her a new script, y'all. Damn, WeTV. Shit. So, listen, y'all know I love Tyran and Trent's relationship. Like, especially after one of my comments, let me know, like, about the situation for his dad not actually being his son, but him being raised by Tretch for all them years. You can see the dynamic in the relationship. Like, that is that boy father. Like, that is that man's son. Like, there's no denying that. So, they chopping it up, catching up, and, Tretch take this opportunity to kind of slide it in there. That Egypt want him to walk her down the aisle with, Tretch. And Tyran ain't for it. He basically feel like Egypt been acting phony. He feels a type of way about the fact that they had that first initial wedding and didn't invite him. So he's trying to figure out, so you're trying to use your performative ass wedding. You're trying to use me in your performative ass wedding, basically, where you all of a sudden want 2 people to walk you down the aisle, whereas though you didn't have me there when you first got married. This is your second marriage. This isn't even official. This is just some shit you putting on for people for. And now you want me there. So I'm considering not going. And then on top of that, he's saying if it's a situation where everybody ain't invited, I really don't want to go. And that's the thing. Tyran is in the middle. So he fuck with TT and Sean, and he fuck with Egypt. Kind of sort of on the fence with Sam. I feel like Sam just be trying to use him to be a voice when it comes to speaking to Tretch. The only reason why I say that, though, is because it's like Tretch basically expresses to Tyran how he feel like he can finally start to see Sam for who he is as far as like an opportunist and shit like that. And I'm just like, Tretch, it took you this long? Gonna say, is he actually marrying her for love, or do he just see it as if anything was to happen to her or him, they would be good because we would make sure she good? Sir, you already knew he was an opportunist. You're not surprised. You're not surprised. And he's not impressed by your snow cone truck either, Sam. So give it up. Find something else to do. So we'll see what happens with that. So I mean, and we end the episode with the scene with Buck and JoJo, and I just feel like the whole thing was given fucking early 2010 Love and Hip Hop, bad camera angles, fake ice, Buck getting mad because he's trash. Because he's trash. He basically said on that camera and said he wouldn't give a fuck if he had a relationship with Denise or not. He never denied saying that baby wasn't his grandchild. And he also threw that bucket of fake ice on JoJo. Because JoJo was willing to stand his ground after he tried to bring up private, personal business of his and Tanice's, which was more probably Tanice's issues on TV. And tried to make a mockery of JoJo as if he don't hold down his house. But here's the thing. Clearly the father is a misogynist. Because he's telling JoJo, like, basically get your wife in check and tell her to talk to me. And tell her to have a relationship with me. Sir, the relationship that you and your daughter have will be dependent on the work that you and your daughter do. So JoJo made it very clear, I feel like you have a beef with everyone around me, but you're using me as an scapegoat for your anger. I could care less if me and you are cool. He said, what the issue is how your actions affect my wife. He said he don't care to be friends with this man. And I get it, and I believe him. So, of course, Buck get upset, try to overtalk him, like I said. Eventually, he starts spilling tea about personal financial shit that, financial struggles that they had when they were still living in New York, this, that, and the third. And JoJo basically saying, like, bro, I've been paying bills. And he like, yeah, you paying them now. So they get into a screaming match. And the engineer that left out, the two engineers that left out, you know, to let them have a conversation, ended up having to trickle back in the room because the shit just getting out of hand. And they screaming back and forth, and Buck basically ended up trying to kick JoJo out the session. And I don't blame JoJo for standing his ground and basically saying, like, he wasn't about to dip just because this nigga told him to. Like, you think that you can just scream through this and that's gonna change. He basically told him, yeah, get out of here and go get your bitch in check. First and foremost, why are you referring to your daughter that way? And why would you want your daughter to be in a controlling type situation where the nigga that she with could basically tell her to talk to somebody? And then had the nerve to say that he ain't like how a lot of this shit went down, far as like the wedding and this, that, and the third. And I'm just like, what, bro? If Tanise wanted you to walk her down the aisle, she could have. I'm sure WeTV was paying for that fucking wedding, so it wouldn't have mattered if one extra person got a tuxedo and got to walk down the aisle. Like, I'm almost certain it would not have mattered. So had you not pissed Tanise off, we wouldn't have been in that situation. So, I mean, that was the episode. Growing Up Hip Hop, Season 7, Episode 7, Ice Buck Challenge. And the thing about it is, it was that fake-ass ice. That fake-ass ice that they use in commercials. You could just tell because the shit didn't melt. He just threw it on him and it just hit him. It hit him hard. Like it was it was fake ice. But listen, y'all. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what y'all think about this video. Tell me what y'all think I should review. I'm thinking about doing Power Book 2 when it come back. I be wanting to do All American, but I'm too deep in and I'd like use that for my guilty pleasure. So tell me what y'all think. I'll catch y'all next week.